Good evening, beautiful and amazing students. I welcome you all to week 6. How are you doing? So we're still in the interface of PixelLab and learning the tools on PixelLab for us to be able to optimize them and create incredible designs that people can pay us for. So kindly note your name, your school name in the comments so that we'll know you're part of us. Also, if you're yet to subscribe to this channel, kindly do so and like this video as well. Thank you. So let's get started. So last week we stopped at some of the tools you use to edit your text. So now I think we stopped at inner shadow. I hope you have tried to practice with these tools to know how best you can use these tools to create something incredible for yourself. So let's get started. So I'll just type a text for instance so that we can work with this text too. So now you remember what I said. For you to work on anything, you must click on it. You must click on anything you want to work on. So if you click on any place aside from this text, you remove the border from the text. That means you are no longer working on the text. Always note that. So I click on the text and then we move. So the only way for you to see these tools, remember, is when you click on this and you move. You will see different tools you can use to edit your text and make it look more professional, more engaging, and also make it to rightly communicate what you want to communicate as it pertains to the brand you're dealing with or the event you're dealing with. So now we stopped at we did inner shadow. We stopped at emboss. Emboss is one tool on PixelLab that doesn't quite emboss. I think emboss doesn't quite function well, but there's a way to optimize that. Emboss is one tool you can use to create a shiny 3D effect on your text. Okay, so we'll as we get into the class, we'll see how to optimize that. But the tool has its glitch, so there are tricks on how to use it for you to get the best out of emboss. So we'll come back to it when we get a text that we can apply emboss on. Then perspective is a tool that you can use to skew your text, to adjust your text. You do not like the dimension of the text, so you just click on it, perspective, and you click on. So maybe you want this text to be flat, to maybe look more like a ground, a floor that you can stand on. So you first of all enable it. So it's enable, you have to on it. And this tool here is to undo. Remember this icon here means to undo. So now we have to skew this text. So by touching this anchor, you see 4 anchors. 1, 2, 3, 4 anchors. So these are the 4 anchors we have. So you have to stretch from this point, stretch from this point, stretch, also stretch. This can also give your design some intentionality, some complexity. Just make your text complex and also professional. So when you use this tool, the perspective tool, so you can just create till you get to the point where you think this is how you want it to be. Okay, when you get to the point where you think this is how you want the text to be, and this will be it. Okay, so this is basically what you can do with it. So when we start designing, start replicating designs and designing, you will see also how this functions. But this is what this tool is about. So I want you to learn about all the tools before when they are now in action, you will see the beauty they can bring to your design. So if you're done, you can either click good or X to disable. So 3D rotate is, you can either go Y-axis, you see, or you can either go X, like X and Y-axis. So it's just to rotate your text. This thing can also be called perspective, because now you're changing the view of the text. It's kind of facing sideways. You see, it's kind of facing sideways now. You can also add intentionality and should I say dexterity, professionalism to your design. Okay, so this is what this tool is about. So we go over to the next tool, 3D. How to use this 3D text effects is you on it. You first of all on it, then you click on oblique, this word here, this word. So it's just to, in one of the classes we thought about 3D, objects that have depth, and they have both depth and width. Okay, so they are not flat objects, so they have depth and they have width. Yes, objects like that is called 3D. So now okay, we click on this here, this right here, and then we go down. You go down, and off this one here, this enabled on top of light angle, you off it, so it's coming together now. Then you move down a bit and reduce the depth a bit. See, it has depth and it has, so objects that have depth, so see the depth now, you reduce it. See, so when you stretch it forward, it doesn't look excellent. You have to reduce it at least 5 is okay. 7, this is 7, and then you can rotate the perspective, the angle of how you want to see the depth, how the depth is moving, till you get to that perspective, how you want the depth, the side you want the depth to be. So this is now how this text, see, this text is becoming different as we apply these effects on it, and even more refined. So you can choose the color for your depth. You can choose either auto. When you click on auto, you can just give you more like an ash color. If you go to color, if you click on color, you can see other colors. Remember how I taught you how to pick colors from your text, from images you like. So this you can change the color of your 3D, of the depth of the image. You can change the color like this. So to just basically anything of your choice. So once you're done, you can click good. So this is how to change the background, because I do not like the background. This is another way. I think in the first class I taught you how to take out this default background you will see when you enter the app. So you click on this square overlapping on each other, the square, click on color and click on white. White doesn't fit this. Okay, I think red is okay. So now this is it. So we click on it, we go to A. Remember, when you want to work on text, you click on it, make sure that the highlight, this highlight, I think in yours it will be blue, the blue highlight is on A. If it's on this, you won't see the tool to work on this text. You must be on A. I said it many times in the last class. So now you go to emboss. Let's check out this. And we see one thing that this emboss does. It just has a way of ruling out so more like shaded shapes. So it has a way of rolling out, but there is a way to optimize it to your favor. So, but it's not working on this particular text, so we'll leave it. As we go on in the classes, we might see a text that it can perfectly work on. So we off it because we don't need it and click the check mark. So we'll go over to 3D shadow, which is the shadow beneath. It will look as though the shadow under the text. I think this shadow is not perfectly working with this, so let's make it all caps. Remember how I said to make it all caps? Click on the T here. First of all, click on this text, click on this. You can even double tap. If you double tap, see another shortcut. Instead of if you click, you go here, no, that is long. You just double tap and click on this T, and everything is all caps. All caps, you click OK. So now the shadow, the 3D shadow is perfectly under the text. And then under the 3D shadow, you expand where the opacity, you know what opacity is already. This opacity, this expand, and this is blur reduce. Blur reduce is more like how faint do you want, or how concentrated do you want the shadow to be. Do you want the shadow, the markings, every line of the shadow to show, or is it just a faint shadow? You know, when you're working on maybe on a sunny surface, let's say ground, and your shadow is showing. Sometimes the shadow is faint, and sometimes you can vividly see the markings of your shape on the ground. So how faint, or how do you want to visibly see the markings of your shape, of the shape of what you're working with, the shadow you're working with? That's blur reduce. So if you blur it out, it will be a little bit faint. If you put it like that, it will be very the edges of the shadow will be very sharp. Okay, you blur it out. Blurring it out is quite more excellent, and reduce the opacity a bit. Now the shadow looks as though it's sitting, like this letter looks as though it's sitting on the surface. It's one thing the shadow can do for you. Shadow can create an illusion of depth. This depth I always speak because it makes your design look professional. When your design is having depth to it, when the object on your designs looks like they sit perfectly on that design, it marks you out as an excellent designer, and shadow is one thing that can do that for you as a designer. So we click on it, we go forward to shadow, Okay, we just treated shadow. Now we'll go to reflection. You know what reflection is already. So this is now the text reflecting. So you can see beneath it, you can see this text looking as though it's reflecting. This is so beautiful. This is actually very beautiful. How the text is. So you can click on the text. You don't click on the reflection for you to start working on it. Click on the text itself. You move like this. Go to the reflection. You can either make it closer, which is not excellent, or make it farther, which is also not excellent. So it's perfect when it's just at that point where everything meets together. I think it's -6. That point is -6. Wait, that point is 0. So when it's at 0, this is the perfect point, and you just click. This is everything about text. So this is everything you need to know about text. Now let's move over to, let's delete this. We have checked this one out. This one is okay, let me put this back. I want to show you something. Okay, this one is where you see the templates they don't have enough templates. When we start learning about how to use Canva, you will now know more about the site and how it has lots of templates. But one thing about PixelLab is that PixelLab is completely free, and it will make you, it will make you harness your like, how do I say it now? It will make you grow better as a graphic designer, because it doesn't have templates and you have to work from the scratch. And when you work from the scratch, you're building your muscle, you're learning better. And even when you start using Canva, though Canva is not all about templates, but Canva has lots of templates you can work with. But Canva, you can also start from the scratch. And one thing with Canva is that Canva is paid, it's not free, and it's not so much money. I think around 2,000, 3,000 for 1 month. It's not so much you pay on the site. And also you have to use your data. So this app, you don't have to use your data to design, and you will still come up with incredible designs. So so that's it. So now A is about the text. So you have to click on the text for other tools to come out. You've learned that. So the middle part, then I want to show you something here. So when you click on the text, there's style. This style, I didn't show you what this style is for. So this style is for when you do a particular, after all these text effects we have added on it, you don't want to lose this text effect you've generated on this particular, you love it so much and you want to save it. You go to style, you click on this text, you hold on to it, you click on style, and you click on save. So when you click on save, this text effect is saved. Save the current text, you say okay. So when you want when next you want to use it, you click on style again, and wait. When next you want to use it, maybe you're working with a different text. For example, let's say you working with a different text and you expand it. You remember how to expand and how to reduce. So you click on it, you click on style, you click on browse, you click on my styles, and you see that style. You click on it, that style automatically enters your next text. So you get to save your text effects. Like any text effect you generate that you really love and you don't want to lose, this is how to save it. Aside from the usual way of saving your documents, which I have not taught about in this class, but I will teach it today, how to save your work once you're done, because if you do not save your work, you will lose it. So if you go under the style browse, you see all that text effect that has been done with PixelLab. This is the first one. This is the one. They don't have enough templates that you can work with. You have to come up with every incredible ideas yourself. So now the next one to do is this middle one, how to optimize. So I have to delete these ones. So you see I was on this middle place. When I clicked, I didn't see the text, the tool to delete this, so I have to click here and the tool comes out. Delete it and delete it. So before this middle part, let me teach about these tools up here. So this first tool up here is the tool you can use to use image from gallery. So this first tool is also down here. This first use image from gallery, but it's another way to do that. You can get an image from your gallery with this tool. Okay, and once you get image, once you click use image from gallery from here, it comes directly from your, like, it saves directly on your background. So every other thing goes off. It saves as a background. So more like if you want to use a particular image as the background of your design, you use this one. And another tool like that is exactly like that is here. If you click this square, these two squares overlapping each other, you go to from gallery. It's the same thing. So it's the same thing. So now the next one is full screen. So for you to vividly see what you're working with, this is full screen. So you're designing, you want to visibly see your design and to know if there are other adjustments. You use this. You can click here, this blue place, to go back. Now the next one is use image from camera. This one is to snap yourself. This one is export image. So this one is for exporting image. So when you want to export your image, you set it as, I taught you about JPG, not transparent background, and PNG. So you select the format you want, and by clicking this down arrow, and then you click dimensions, you click on ultra, so the highest quality, ultra. But I'll also show you another better method for you to increase the quality of your image when we start designing properly. So that is it for that. And then so we go over to this export image. This is another app, another thing for exporting image. This one that looks like an SD card. You click on it, save as project. First of all, you save your work. So when you want to save your work, you click on this SD card icon. You save as project. You type the name, maybe CIAY class. You type the name and you click OK. So you save it with the name that you can easily recognize. The cancel. OK. So when you go here, this set icon, that looks like set here, you go to my project. You see that work. See the work here. You just click on it if you want to. And are you sure you want to open the project? You say OK. So the work, if you have worked on something before and you saved it like this, if you click on project and go there, you will get it again. So the next icon is image size. This is where you input your size. This is where the mathematical part of this comes in, but we will start this mathematical part when we start designing properly. So you now put, for example, they tell you they want the design to be 6x4, so that once it's printed, it will be 6x4 to perfectly suit what they want you to do. So it is here that you put these sizes, but you don't directly put 6 and 4 here. There's a way to calculate it for you to be able to get it, and also upload it or send it to your client in the best, highest quality. So the next tool is contact us, and that one you already know what it's for, to contact them. Then the next one, tutorials. Next one, remove ad. These ones are not necessary. Recover autosave. For example, you mistakenly left the page and you lost the work that you were doing. So if you click on recover autosave, you check the time at which you lost that job or that work. You can click on that time here and you can recover a job that you mistakenly didn't save. So another one is open a PLP file. This one is a text effect that has been saved on PixelLab. Maybe, for example, you bought a text effect. Anyway, you will understand that one better. And someone gave you a text effect that they designed, sent you a text effect they designed on PixelLab, and you want to open it. You can use this icon here to open it. Then, so if you have downloaded the file the person sent you, you can use this open PLP file to extract it into your PixelLab. Then about and exist. So all these ones are not necessary. So the next one, you remember what this one is for. It's for the quotes, just not much quotes, but some quotes here. Then this one is share. That's also to export. So this one is also to export. So many icons here for exporting. We have seen like 3 for exporting. So any one that is more convenient for you, you use. So this one as well is for you to add text, add date, add sticker. So if you click on this current date, you will see the current date. Click on add sticker, click on add shapes, from gallery, draw. These ones will see the tools that is used for all these ones beneath here. You can see these tools. So I don't think it's more convenient to be accessing them from this point, so it's more convenient here. So I'll show you soon how to do that. And the next one is I think that, okay, that's not all. Then this one is layer. I think I spoke about it. So for example, you have many things on your layer. So wait, let's just say I go to my import, go to my gallery and import some certain things into my gallery. Import some certain things into my gallery. This one, and I import some certain things into from my phone into the app. So reduce it. So now if you look, if you go to this icon, this is the layer icon. The first thing there is the background, and this one is now the layers, the things on top, the elements on top to make up what you're designing. So if you click on layers, you can see the 2 things that are brought in here. So if it's either you click on them here to work on them, or you click on them here to also work on them. Do you understand? So you can either click on them here and the tools to work on them will pop up, or you click on them on the page. So another thing you can do with this layer icon is to switch. Let's say these things are overlapping each other. You remember the icon I said send to the front and send to the back. So you can do it with this layer place by this 6 dot icon. Just hard click on this 6 dot icon to move an element downward or to move an element upward. Then these 4 icons here is for, this one is lock. There are sometimes when you are working on a project, and so it can be when you're working with different mini elements, and some are just, if you want to work on this one, you mistakenly click this one. To avoid that, and it can also be annoying, to avoid that, you go to your layer and you lock those. So you see now I cannot move these things around because I've locked them so that they can stay in one place and I can work with them in peace. So now another thing is hide. If you don't want to be seeing an element for some time, you can just hide them with this eye icon, and when you want to see them, you just click on the eye icon again. If you want to unlock, you click on the unlock again and it unlocks. So another one is this icon. With this icon you can copy, can duplicate. With this icon you can relative position, that's size. With this icon you can resize with this, which you already know how to do. Okay, with the text it's almost the same thing, but we'll get to that. With this icon as well, you can centralize, center into middle, center to the left, center to the right, center up, center down. And with this icon as well, you can send to the back, or send to this one. This first one is sent to the front, this one is sent to the back. So this icon goes beneath, this element goes beneath. So now with this bucket icon you can just delete everything is gone. Okay, everything is gone. So then this one is the grid. I said something about margin, about not writing, do not write on this margin. Do not write on this margin when you're designing. So with this grid you can be able to perfectly cut out where is my margin, where should my elements not be, where should my text, where should my shape not be, where should my image not be, for my design to look excellent and well cut out. So this grid will help you mark that, give that marking. If you cannot appropriately mark it with your own eyes, you can use the grid to do that. So once you click on it, this grid icon, you click on this one, you click here, and you use this, anyone you touch on automatically turns yellow. So you move to this point. This is your margin. You know how your notebook looks. There are margins. So you move up here again. You move like this. This margin. So now you know that, okay, you can delete these lines. The lines you do not need, you need to delete them. You click on it with this X icon, you can delete them. So once you're done, you click here, and so your lines are now there. So yeah, now you know you're working inside of the margin. You do not go outside, so that once you're done with your design looks neat. Okay, as we go further, we'll learn better how to use this grid and more that we can do with this grid. So now we'll go to zoom. So once you're working on a page and you're not visibly seeing what you're doing, you can use this zoom. So what you do, you have to click on the zoom. So once you click on it, you see 100. So your page is in 100%. So now when you bring out your two hands, your two fingers, you hold on to that page, press hard on it, your two hands, and you keep moving. You zoom it in. You zoom more like you're trying to pinch something, but you're pinching out. So once you want to zoom out, you pinch in, more like you want to pinch or hold on to something. You open and pinch. So once you have gotten to the particular place you want the zoom to be, you click on this plus icon again. So when you want to go back to how it was before, you click on the plus icon and you click on the number side, and it goes back to 100, and you click on the plus icon again, and everything goes back. This one is the undo. It doesn't have redo, so you can only undo what you have done. You can just keep going back. You can go front again if you go back. That's one thing about this. Okay. So I just hope we finish all the tools today. I just hope. So now this middle part, I'll just be faster so that by next week we'll start designing. Let's complete this tool this week. So now delete everything. So we have learned all these things. I know one thing about designing: once you start designing, you will start mastering these things faster. Once you start designing. Okay. So, but at least know what this one is for, so that when we start designing, it doesn't look new. Because I want us from next week, when we replicate a design here, go home, replicate it, start working immediately. So you see these tools in action and what you can do with these tools, and you start working immediately with them. And even start making money immediately with them. Okay, so just pay attention to the details and to the things, all the things I taught in the theory aspect on the things you have to do for your design to be excellent, because people pay for excellence. If your designs are not good enough, people won't pay for it. Okay, so this middle part, we have sticker, which you saw on this plus part, but we'll have to access it through here. So you have to click on this middle part. There are stickers which are not enough. That's why you need sites like Pinterest, like I told you, sites like any RGB, PNG Wing. All those sites are listed on Splash, FreePic, for you to download better images, okay, to work with. And then the AI sites I showed you that you can use to generate incredible images. In case the image you're looking for, you can't find it on Google, you can now access AI. The AI I told you, I think last two classes, Image Effects and Whisk, and I think these two are free. ChatGPT is not free. For you to generate images with ChatGPT is not free. Gemini is not so excellent, but so stick with Image Effects and Wix for you to generate images. So if you want a particular image and you can't see it, for example, this image right now, you can see. Let me show you. For example, this image, you can see now. Let me bring it from gallery so that I can save as background, so that I can boldly save it as background. So see what I will do here. to make sure everything. So I'll delete this one. So you're seeing everything. This image now, you will not see this type of image on Google, but with AI you can generate this kind of image. So it's Father's Day, and I generated this type of image, so more like a tie, a father's tie, more like shaped like love, and there is love in the center. You will search for this image online, but once you describe it as a prompt, this is another thing I told you can do with ChatGPT for free. You can tell ChatGPT, you can just record to ChatGPT, like I taught you in that class. Record to ChatGPT what you want and how you want it. Maybe you don't have the right words to describe it, but you can record to ChatGPT the idea you have and say, write me this as a prompt. And then you go to Image FX, or you go to Wix, which is under Image FX. Go back to that class and learn and understand it better. If you do not, you paste it there and it generates image, and you download the one you like and you can use it in your designs, and people will be like, oh my god, how did you come up with that? How did you come up with that? This is something that people that use laptop, spend months to learn on how to manipulate images like this. But this is something you can do in a minute using tools like Image FX, AI tools like Image FX. And so create incredible images that you can use to design incredible designs. Oh god, I'm talking too much now. I just want to refresh your memory so that you don't miss out on where we're going. So this middle part, the first one is sticker. So like I said, there are not much stickers that are great here, but anyone you prefer, you can just click on it and you can work with it. Let me just change this background entirely to white, and the size, if you notice, this size is more like a real size, a maybe Facebook reel, or we'll call it portrait. So let me change the size. You remember where I say image size? I just want the size to be, I just want it to be square, and if I want it to be square, I can just put 2000 and 2000. So 2000 and 2000 means all sides are equal. So it will now turn into a square. I prefer it to be square for now. So now the middle part, you click on import. You remember what I said, import. You just get image and it stays as a layer. So but when you click on from gallery, and this one is, remember, is under these two squares overlapping each other from gallery, is saved. The image comes as the background. You can't move it around. But when you click on this center and click on import, the image stays as a layer. Okay, this one is from sticker. You can just delete it by clicking anyone you tap on. The tool to delete it will just come up. You delete it. Okay, so if you notice now, without tapping on anything, we just have like 6 tools. When you tap on anything, more tools pop up. So that's one thing I told you. If you want to work on any element, you have to tap on it. If you tap on it, the particular tool that you need to work with that element will pop up. Okay, so we're getting there. So now this is another tool, draw. You can do many things with this draw. And we'll discover that later. And there is shape. You can do many things as well with shapes, so under shapes you can see circle. There are many shapes. Okay, delete. Then this bizarre as a shape is a tool that you can use to create your own customized shape. This one will be a topic of its own because it's quite complex. Not quite complex like that, but it will be a topic of its own. Remember this tool and Max, there's a tool I said last time that will be a topic of their own. Okay, these tools, as we go further in the class, we will learn how to use them. Okay, so the next one is arrow. Those ones are different arrows, which is not really an important tool, but it might be important one day, but not quite important. So we'll click X, leave that one. So now if you want to work on an image, you click on the image, and these are the things that will pop up. These are the things that all these tools that you see here, we have also seen most of these tools when we're working with the tools you have to work with text. This thing is actually an image, but let me bring a real image so that you don't get confused. So let me get an image so you do not get confused. Okay, it's an image. So if I click on it, this is to reselect. The first tool there, if I click on it, is to, if you don't like this one, you click on reselect and reselect another one. I don't like this one, but if you like it, you just go back. This is the one you want. This is delete. Go back again. You don't. This is crop. There are some parts you do not want. You can just crop it. You don't want this corn on the table to show. You crop by moving this thing. You crop. Click OK, and the corn is gone. So undo. This one is copy, to duplicate it. Duplicate it. Duplicate it. So I'll delete the ones I duplicated that we do not need. I duplicated a lot down. So now the next one is send to the front, send to the back. You already know about this. I said that when we're dealing with text. This one's position. You already know about to move it around if you don't want to move it manually. This one is, you know this one already. Relative position. You know this one already. To resize with this tool, to when you don't want to do it manually with this anchor. Remember the anchor we used to resize. This big one here. When you are dealing with image, do not touch this part. If you touch this part, you have spoiled that image. You have seen what this image is becoming. You have spoiled it. So see where you resize from. Here, this point here. Then the next one is color. If you just get an image, you want to change the color, automatically that whole image turns into any color you select. If you do not want that, you click on X. So the next one is texture. We already know about texture, how to use it. Just a similar thing with text. You already know opacity, and it's just similar. You already know stroke as well, to add some border to it. You already know this one as well. And erase. So this one is also another tool that you have to zoom. Remember how to zoom. You zoom in. I'm looking for what we can clean. Okay, zoom in like this, and then click on this. Remember the same pattern on how to zoom. Then this is how to increase the cleaner. From this point, you increase the cleaning. From this point, you increase the cleaning of it. And then this point is the radius. Remember what I said about radius. So it will have this. It will not be lined out. It will have. Okay, let's see the difference. See now. See how it is here. See this circle, this white circle here. See how it is, and it's now blurry. So it's better to clean your images like this sometimes, and sometimes it's better to clean it like this. So when we start replicating, we know how that works. Then this is the handle of the cleaner. So you can either make the cleaner longer or shorter with this handle. So see the handle now. So you can just clean by holding the handle, and you have removed his face by holding the handle. This is the handle, not this up part, but this one is the handle. The up part is the cleaning. You mustn't also use the handle. You can just take out the handle and just be touching the cleaning. But once you put the handle, you must touch the handle and clean whatever you want to clean. If you do not like what you just did, what you do is click on undo. Click this one, and everything you did will automatically go out, and click good. Then max is another tool we'll address later. Then erase color is when you want to take out a particular color. So if you on it, I want to take out green from this image totally. I go to this color pick, and I pick green and I mark good, and it's not excellent. So but there are images that I can work on perfectly. So you could just pick colors from it and take out that color. If you want to pick yellow, you move to yellow and take out yellow. It's not totally taking it out. So what you do, you click on add and click on yellow again. And it has taken out yellow from the picture because I added. So the more you add, the more you are able to take out a particular color. Okay, so this is tolerance. The more you move like this, the more you take out everything that is related to yellow. There's a sharp edge to clean up, the edges. But this one, it doesn't fit this image. The images it can work well with. You already know rotate, what rotate can do. And 3D rotate, you remember that when we were dealing with text. Take that out. And then 3D shape is more like the one we did with 3D text. Then perspective, you remember this one as well. It's the same thing. Shadow, you remember what I told you about shadow. Shadow is excellent when it's faint. It thick shadow doesn't look, so this thing that is thick now, going y-axis and x-axis is thick. A shadow must be faint. And when it comes to text, you will see opacity to reduce it. But when it comes to images, you will not see opacity. What you have to do is click on the plus icon, move here. This down part of the color, you move towards transparency. So when you get to this point, the circle, so you move from here and go to this point, this particular point. Yes, this point has given you a faint shadow. If you see, the shadow is faint. You click good. Inner shadow as well. So you select the faint. So you know how to use this one already. I've taught it with text. It's just the same thing. Embrose is one tool that doesn't really work with this app. So now we'll move over to this. So the first one here is move over to this one. The first one here is to change the color of the background. You want the color to be green, you want the color to be yellow, you want the color to be black, red, or you want to pick the color. Remember how to pick color. You click on the plus icon, click on this. You want to pick a color here. You want to pick the color of the heart. You click on the color of the heart. You click on good. You click on OK, and the color enters. You know this one already. And the next thing is transparent. You see, when you see a background like this, know that we are talking about transparent background. It does not have background. When you save this image doesn't come with any other thing underneath it. So this is image sizes, where you impute your size. This is image. These are all the templates. This one you don't need this tool. This is from gallery. Remember, when you get images from your galleries, it enters your background. And then this is from camera. You don't need this one. And then the last one here is rotate. This one is to rotate. This one is to rotate the background. So let's get a background so that we can see how that works. Let's get a background. Okay, delete this. So this one is to work on the background. So see, this first one is for text. This first one is for layers, the things you put on top. This next one is for background as well. This tool is related to your background and layers as well. But no, this tool is background. This tool is background. This tool is layers. This tool is text, and this tool is also background, working on your background. So this one is rotate your background. This one is vintage, to add black shadows around your images. And then this next one is noise, to give it an effect. This effect is something you can do with Snapseed. I don't know if you remember Snapseed. Is one of the apps we spoke about that we'll use in this class. And so you will also know how to excellently add noise to your image to give it that depth and texture and a unique feel. Okay, It's one thing you can do with this PixelLab, but I would prefer doing it with that app. So we off this one. The next thing is Stripe. This might come in handy one day, but it's also another tool you would like to use. Then this one is brightness, to add brightness. Let's see, it goes darker, it goes brighter. Click good. This one is to add contrast. Contrast is when the lighter things in the image gets lighter and the darker things gets darker. So the lighter part gets lighter, and that's contrast. And for hue is just to change the overall color, so the color is changing. So once you're done, you click good. And saturation is to add this sunny glow. I think more like a sunny glow to your image, to also make it more refined. So this tool that looks like a magic wand and this one that looks like two squares overlapping each other is dealing with your background. This center one is dealing with your overlays, the images you have to add on top, and the shapes. This is shape, this shape, and the draw. This draw and this shape, we didn't quite explicitly talk about it, but from the next time we start designing, you will learn more about these shapes, okay? And so much you can do with it. And then this one is for your text, dealing with your text, and this one is for your projects. So this is the end of learning the interface. We have gone through the interface. So right now, next week, we are going into designing proper, and I just hope that by next week you will be able to replicate everything I taught, because I will bring out a particular design and say, okay, this is what we are doing today, so that let's get into the practicals. So once I do, you do, I do, you do, you will start getting it immediately, and you can in no time start working for people and charging them for your service. Okay, so thank you for joining us today. I really do appreciate that you are attentive to this point. It takes patience, okay, for someone to be attentive to this point in such a long class, but I do appreciate that. I do quite appreciate that, and I pray that you learn this, okay, beyond what I'm teaching. You learn more, you become vast in this, and you become good in this, and you become excellent in this, and people will pay you for your service. Even as you're in school, you're making money, okay? It's something good to have a skill, especially a digital skill, and this one comes in handy. You don't have to buy a laptop or expensive gadget. You can start with your smartphone, and once you grow, you get a laptop and you get into the complex part of it. But with this phone, you even be amazed of some of the things you can do with your phone. It's not just Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. There is more. Okay, I'm glad you're with us on this journey, and thank you once again for joining. Answer the quizzes that will come after this class in the comment section, and remember that your consistency will max as, first of all, your consistency will impact you because you will have a skill, and also at the end of these tutorials you will be getting a gift for your consistency and for also staying with us through these classes. Stay tuned for week 7 as we dive in. Thank you once again, and God bless you. You can go ahead and answer the quiz now.